Here's how to overcome 6 different objections in the next 10 minutes. If you're someone who's in sales and you struggle with objection and it kills your sale every single time, then this is going to be the best video you're ever gonna watch. That is a bold promise, so watch me deliver. Okay, objection number 1. I need to think about it. The first thing you need to understand is this is not an objection. This is a smokescreen, which means there is something going on underneath that's really stopping the prospect from buying. So the first thing you need to do is find out what the real objection is. The word track that I use to find out the real objection is something like this. Okay, Mr. Prospect, you need to think about it. That's totally fine. I guess, do you feel like what we have here is even going to help you get to your goal of insert their goal? If they say yes, the next thing I would ask them is, why do you think this is going to help you get to insert their goal? At this point, they're going to give you a list of all the reasons why your product or service is going to help them get to their goals. And as a result, they're going to justify why your product or service is exactly what they're looking for. So once they have made their list and given you all the reasons why your product or service is exactly what they're looking for, the next thing you ask to find out the real objection is this. Okay, so when you are going away to think about it, what's going to be that one thing that's constantly coming to your mind that's going to be stopping you from joining? Because I want to see if I can be of the best value to you right now in this call. By that point, they're going to tell you the exact reason, the exact thing that's stopping them from joining. Maybe it's the price, maybe it's something else, but whatever the real objection is, find that, solve that, and close the deal. Objection number 2, this is too expensive. My word track for something like this would be, yeah, it is pretty expensive. In fact, I feel like what we have here is the most expensive product in the market. But with that being said, most people don't have a problem paying because they feel like what they're getting in value is more than what they're paying for. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not exactly sold on how valuable this will be for you. So a better question to ask you would be, what exactly are you looking for in a product or service that's going to help you justify paying X amount or whatever you're charging? So once they have given you the list, once they have told you every single thing that they're looking for in a product or service, if your product or service has that, then just highlight that to them. So my word track would be, okay, Mr. Prospect, so you're looking for XYZ for which you're willing to pay X. That's totally fine. So like we already talked about, our product or service has X, it has Y, and it has Z. And that is exactly why we're even charging X dollars. So from where I'm sitting, I feel like what we have here is exactly what you're looking for. Would you not agree? After saying that, if they still don't want to move forward, then there's probably something else that's going on that's stopping them from joining. So what I would say is something like this. Okay, Mr. Prospect, I understand where you're coming from. I want to help you make a decision here. And if that means not working with us, that's totally fine. But just out of curiosity, man to man, what's really stopping you? So if they give you that real objection, solve that. And if they don't, then it's up to you on whether you want to pursue them or just let them go. Objection number 3 is, I need to speak to my partner. I hate this because 90% of the time you're actually going to have to let them go. But here are 2 ways that I'm handling this. The first way is something like this. Mr. Prospect, I totally get where you're coming from. Let me ask you this. Is it the case that you're totally on board and you would just need to get a sign up from your partner, or are you still having doubts somewhere else? If they say that they're totally on board and they just need a sign off, then I would say something like this. Mr. Prospect, that's totally fine. I would obviously want you to consult your partner while you're making this decision. Usually in these scenarios, since you are totally on board, what we do is we collect a $100 refundable deposit. And again, it's refundable. So even if you decide to join or not join, it's going to be refunded too anyways. The only reason we even take a deposit is just to hold your spot and just get some sort of commitment from you. So let's put that down while you go and talk to your partner. And once you have made a decision on whether you want to join or not, we're going to refund that $100 to you anyway. Does that sound fair? That is the first way I would handle that objection. The second way is something like this. Okay, Mr. Prospect, so does your partner know that you're on this call with me, or is this more of a secret mission? If they say yes, their partner knows, then I would be like, okay, so does your partner approve of this problem that you guys are trying to solve? Obviously, they're going to say no. So what I would say after that is something like this. Okay, Mr. Prospect, so we are on the same page in terms of you wanting to solve this problem. And you already told me that what we have here is the exact thing that you're looking for in terms of solving this problem. So since you already found the solution to your problem, would it not make sense for you to start fixing this problem as soon as possible? That's what I would say. But 90% of the time, whenever this objection comes around, I would usually use the first approach compared to the second approach. But it is up to you on which of these 2 approaches you want to use. Here is objection number 4. I have been burned before. And here's what I would say to overcome this objection. Mr. Prospect, I totally understand. I have been burned before in the past by other vendors as well, and it always leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But usually in these scenarios, I like to provide a restaurant analogy. It goes something like this. If you go to a restaurant and you try steak, and that turns out to be the worst steak you ever had, would you stop eating steak for the rest of your life? Or would you just not go to that specific restaurant anymore and just go to some other restaurant or some other steakhouse and have better steak. Obviously, they're going to say that they're going to go to some other steakhouse. So what I would say after that is, yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. You worked with someone in the past and they have let you down. They did not deliver on their promise. But do you feel like it would be fair for you to compare all other solutions to that one bad experience? That means that every single other company out there is also going to let you down as well. Would you say that just because one company let you down, that means that every single other company in the world is going to let you down as well? No, right? So why would you let one bad decision in the past stop you from making better decisions now? Why would you let the same mistake burn you twice? Objection number 5. Can you please send me more information? Yeah, Mr. Prospect, I can send you everything that you want to know about our company that's going to help you make a decision. But since I know that we're both busy people and we're probably just going to end up going back and forth via email and text message, how about I send you everything over right now and we can go over all of those together and I can answer whatever questions you have for me in terms of everything that I sent you. And the final objection is I need to speak to your competitors before I make a decision. Sure, Mr. Prospect, that's totally fine. If I were you, I would also want to know what other options I have before I make a decision. But with that being said, hypothetically, what would you want the product or service to have for you to want to move forward with it? Once you ask that question, let them list out every single thing they're looking for in a product or service for them to want to move forward with it. And once they're done with their list, I would say something like this. Okay, Mr. Prospect, so you would want the product to have XYZ for you to feel like you would want to move forward with it. Is that correct? Once they say yes, I would say, okay, so like I already showed you, we have Y, we have X, and we have Z. So from where I'm sitting, I feel like what we have here is exactly what you're looking for. Would you not agree? If they still insist on talking to other companies, that's totally fine. What I would say is, okay, that's not a problem. Can I ask you for a favor though? Can we be the last company that you speak to? And the reason I would say that is because once they're done speaking to all the other companies, they're gonna know exactly what the other companies are providing and how much they're charging. So once they have all that information, they can compare all of their products to your product. And if you genuinely have a superior product compared to your competitors, then they're obviously going to be moving forward with you. So once they agree to speak to you, after they have talked to everyone else, schedule a follow-up call accordingly. So that's how you handle 6 different objections in less than 10 minutes. If you're someone who's in sales, can you do me a favor? Can you just scroll down and click on the subscribe button? Because I'm going to be posting a lot more content in terms of sales, and I'm trying to grow this channel to 10,000 subscribers before June. So if I was able to provide some sort of value to you, and I did not just completely waste 10 minutes of your life, then just please scroll down and click on the subscribe button. With that being said, I will see you in the next one.